All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very special edition of Live from the Chair. It is Big Money Dodge Night. That's right. Probably the other interview this month that I was looking forward to. We love the Panda, but we also love the Big Money Dodge. But before we get into the interview, Mr. Nos and Mr. Dodge have some sort of an agreement. Nathan, what's going on?
Well, first I want to say this. Due to creative differences, Pat will no longer be on this podcast. We wish Pat all the best in his future endeavors. He's a great guy, and I'm sure he'll do wonderful things. But as they say in the wrestling business, on to bigger and better things.
And richer.
And richer things. So here, from this point forward, this podcast will be in partnership with Big Money Enterprises. Or
Big
exchange.
Money Exchange.
Exchange.
Sorry, the forehead didn't tune all the way in yet. So
that's okay. I'll Sharpie it across that forehead so you know.
There you go.
So basically what this means, ladies and gentlemen, is you won't only be getting Mr. Nathan Nos on the podcast every night. You'll be getting a member of the Big Money Exchange on the podcast as a co-host.
That would be either Boom Mayhem. Unfortunately, Jimmy Mayhem is not with us right now. Rex Disaster, Hellman Rosecrown, or, well, not to brag, me.
And I'm very happy right now because I'm going to show you something.
Oh,
Big Money finally paid me. This is the money that I've been talking about this whole time.
And that's the money that it took to merge this deal together, finally. So now we can actually say we are now part of the Big Money family.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Nos, why don't you interview... Well, this is going to be kind of weird. Mr. Nos, why don't you interview your co-host?
Wow,
that is kind of weird, but yeah. Do I have to ask myself questions too?
No, I will take the questions tonight.
Oh,
but in the future now we'll have somebody from the exchange be asking the questions with Mr. Nos.
Sounds good to me.
So our first question is, how was Big Money Exchange formed?
Wow. That's not a long story. I just became richer in the business. But reality, I met one of my members, Boom Mayhem, in a match where the team that I was originally managing, the Shadow Society, we had a manager cuffed to the turnbuckle match. It wasn't comfortable, I'm going to let you know, being handcuffed, not in that kind of kinky way either, but... So it was a tag match. It was Boom Shasta and Alejandro, formerly known as Bulletproof, and their so-called manager, which I put in retirement, FYI, Billy Bonds. And they cannot touch me, of course. Who would want to touch $1 million body like mine? They can't afford it. But anyways, they could not touch the manager. The point of the match is to uncuff your own manager, and then we get 5 minutes of playtime against the other manager. So Boom got in my face, and I was uncuffed with one arm free. So as he got in my face, turned around, I did what any smart businessman would do: pull that sucker's hair and drop him. And then he became one of the first member of Big Money Inc. at the time. Then I decided to leave Shadow Society. Right? I left Shadow Society, thank God, because Boom woke me up and made me realize I need to start my own brand. And well, as you see here, money is my thing. And so Big Money Inc. and had come true. And from there, I was scouting talent. I didn't want just Boom in my group. I wanted more big money talent that would make me money. So I grabbed up Jimmy the Real Mayhem. 6 foot, I want to say 6'7", maybe.
Ooh.
Former, well, I don't like saying former Marine. He's a Marine and over 10 years in the business of professional wrestling. I said, I want that guy. I want that guy. So what did I do? During the Inoki Dojo show in Santa Ana, California, I go up to him, scared because he's taller and stronger than me. I said, how about you join Big Money Inc.? He's like, what's in it for me? I said, belts, gold, and oh yeah, money. Sold. Got him. He's been a OCCW wild card champion thanks to me. He just recently, before this personal issue he's going through, he just became the very first United Wrestling Council tag team champion alongside, get this, Santana Jackson.
Whoa.
If you know Santana Jackson, he's been in the business. Yeah, that's money. And so that was the first ever. Boom Mayhem, also known as Boom Shasta. He's the VP of Big Money Exchange. He's been tag team champions all over SoCal. He's been pushing me to do things that I didn't even know that I can actually do as a manager. And he's actually been one of my protectors during shows. Unfortunately, recently, April 22nd was Relentless Pro, and we were against that stupid, annoying TikToker, Mikey O'Shea. Don't clap, because it was not fun. Because unfortunately, my member, the Beast, I call him, he kind of took a swing at me by accident, and that chair did not taste well with my forehead. Oh, you would know about foreheads, right?
Yes, but I've never been hit by a chair in the forehead. When you got one that looks this good, you don't want to get it damaged.
Please. Your wish forehead?
I wish for a
Anyways.
lot of things.
Well, your wish came true. You have Big Money Exchange now. You're stuck.
That is true.
But then moving on with how Big Money Exchange became big money. I got Jimmy Mayhem's trainee. He's up and coming lucha wrestler named Rex Disaster. Now that kid, whoa, he's like the metal bastard son. Like, he's a metalhead, but that guy can fly and fight. He's a little crazy. He's off the wall. You know, at my age of 41, it's a little much. But then I got Hellman freaking Rose Crown to join. Now, not going to lie, He is dealing with personal issues as well, but we're fixing that. We're trying to bring him back to professional wrestling and get him back the way he should be, making that money. So ever since then, our debut, God, I hate saying this, we lost. And I gotta say, it was a 5-foot miss. If you guys remember our talk,
Yes,
we were
I
against
do.
Legend Daryl. I don't know why he's called Legend Daryl, because he's really not a legend. But anyways, and his supposed to be partner had COVID at Dream Slam in Santa Ana, California. Well, Mr. Promoter looked around, and lo and behold, the Brian Kendrick was in the crowd.
Wow.
So what did he do? Stupid promoter Chris decided to go over to the Brian Kendrick. Hey, we need somebody to fill in. So what did he do? He said, okay. So the promoter went to me, because I'm the manager of my group, and said, hey, you're against Legend Daryl and his partner. I'm like, I thought he had COVID. I'm like, yeah, here's his partner. I look over, Brian Kendrick. So here I am. We agreed before this happened that we were going to go over. Well, that changed. I look at Brian, he looks at me, and I'm like, then I look at the promoter, I'm like, I'm going to take a wild guess. We're going to lose, aren't we? He's like, what makes you say that? I'm like, that's the Brian Kendrick. That's why.
I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah. So, and I put this on my resume, even though it hurt after it. We did win the match, or no, we did lose the match. Even though I like to say we won, because, well, I got paid.
Still got the money.
Yeah, I got the money, so I win. And as we were leaving, well, this is before. Let's go back to during the show. Legend Daryl supposedly super kicked me, missing about 5 feet.
That's not a super kick. I'm sorry. That's air.
Yeah, that's like a fan. Thank you. So what did I do? Of course, I didn't want him to look like crap. Well, I did, but I wanted to be like, I was scared. I'm getting kicked in the face, almost getting kicked in the face. So after the match, Brian Kendrick had our chair, and my guys were ahead of me. I don't know why. They were supposed to protect me. And as I'm walking fast away, I feel this metal chair just, boom, hit me in the back. As I'm looking up, and I see Brian Kendrick, and I'm like, oh. So I go in the back. I'm like, okay, that's a big plus in my resume that a former WWE superstar hit me with a steel chair, but that'll cost you. So, yeah.
And especially because you're manager of a tag team, and he was a former WWE tag team champion. So,
yeah, thanks for reminding me about that one. We'll get there. We'll get there. But no, that's how we were built, and we've been strong ever since we've been built. And people know us and hate us because, well, we make more money than their mom and dad put together.
now I have a question about that. You said your guys walked ahead of you. My question would be, did you pay them first before they started walking away with you?
Oh, I deduct their pay afterwards.
Oh, I see.
Because I went up to them and I'm like, you're supposed to protect me. Hello. I'm the one that pays you. And they're like, Oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. Well, when you hear a clink, you kind of want to turn around.
Yeah, we're not shutting the door. We're not in prison, buddy. That's a
Yeah, that was a steel chair from Brian Kendrick.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's how we were formed. So
That's cool.
That is
been a
cool.
lot of fun.
Well, I wish I had a cool question like that, but I guess I get to ask you, who are your Mount Rushmore of managers?
Oh, why you gotta go there? Well, number one is me. I'm just saying. Not to brag to anybody, but
just anybody that's listening.
yeah. Yeah. No, honestly. Oh wow. Bobby the Brain, because he has the brains, and he's a great person to research. FYI. Paul Heyman, he's one that I've been really following, stalking, as Mikey O'Shea calls it, stalking. But Paul Heyman, Bobby the Brain, Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South, and man, see, I don't have to be like Brittany. I know there's 4 people in this Mount Rushmore thing. Sorry, Brittany, if you're watching. I love you, girl. Hope you're.
You know, that's not the best way to get her on Big Money Enterprise Exchange. If
There you go. You're learning.
I'm getting there.
I'll send you a penny because, yeah,
Sounds good.
you got to get the raises. You got to get the right questions up there. But, and number 4, right? I'm on number 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, why are we going that way? Even though he's a wrestler, I think of him as a manager now, Sting. But I don't know. Yeah, I would consider him a manager of Darby.
Yeah, I would consider that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't show up as much, but when he started managing him and teaming with him, yeah, now I would throw that in.
Well, if you like that one, you're gonna love this next one.
Uh-oh.
Who were your wrestling heroes growing up?
Oh man. Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's the one that made me start drinking. I'm just saying. No, just his character. He was a badass. Am I allowed to kind of cuss?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're fine.
It's your podcast. You do what you want.
Don't pet me. I'm so used to asking the promoters, "Hey, where's my level? Where's my level? Can I
Like,
tell
how far
my
can
kid
I
he
go?"
was adopted? Can I call him an a-hole? Can I do this? If you want to get slapped by the parents, I'm like, as long as they know it's wrestling. No, but Stone Cold is one of my biggest, my top 3 or what? Top 5?
Just your wrestling heroes. So if there's more than one.
There is more than one. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, the NWO. I like the badasses, like the troublemaking kind of wrestler, and just Reza Ramon, Russ, R.I.P. Just I would say those and Undertaker have to be Undertaker. That man has been through hell and back. He lives in hell, but no, those are the 4. And now, today, I like how I love that Cody came back. I love Cody. I loved how he was at AEW. I love how they are running him on WWE, even though to me and Mrs. Big Money Dodge over there, we were pissed that he lost to Roman in WrestleMania.
Oh, by far.
It
Yeah,
should have been Cody.
Yeah, amen. He should have
Amen.
been beat Cody by far.
You hyped him up. You welcomed him back. This is his story. And then
You take it away from him.
yeah, like come on.
And you
You're
bring
doing-
his dad into it, right? Like,
That
if
was
you were
a
going to
little
have
much.
him lose, right, then don't put Dusty into it. Wait till he's going to win, then bring the Dusty angle into
Exactly. I agree on that.
Yes.
So yeah,
Oh,
those
yeah.
are my favorites.
Well, this was a old co-host, but we love it so much. Except I'm going to change it just a little bit because my favorite snack is an Oreo cookie in ice cream. What is your favorite cookie or snack?
Wow. Anything peanut butter? You give me a Nutter Butters. You give me Reese's Pieces. You give me Reese's. You give me, hell, even a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Anything peanut butter, really. I've been a diehard Reese's and, hell, Peter Pan peanut butter. I used to, and I still do, the wife says, take a spoon and get the jar of peanut butter and just have it for lunch.
it. I've done that.
I still do that.
You know, there's a restaurant down here in Longview that has a peanut butter milkshake. That's delicious.
You know what I do at the ice cream parlor out here in Pullman? That I'm like, I want a chocolate and peanut butter shake. Oh, we can make that. I'm like, you better. And made it nice and smooth though. Smooth. I don't like it, where I'm actually having to work to drink.
Yeah, you don't want to like pop a stomach muscle just to get like halfway
Right?
through your.
Well, like I want to drink it like a regular drink. So they make it.
Other than Brian Kendrick, is there any other like former like WWE, WCW wrestlers that Big Money Exchange? Hey, I got it right that time. Has worked
Now
for.
you're up to 2 pennies and a half.
All right.
Yeah.
By the time this podcast gets over, I might be up to 50 cents.
Don't push it. It might be 51 cents. Let's see. Helmet Rosecrown just faced Paul London.
Ooh.
Paul London. He faced him. My goal is to face TJ Perkins.
That would be. Now,
I would put Boom Mayhem against TJ.
See, I thought it was going to be you versus TJ.
About that, ow, my back.
Amen.
No, that's one person I would love to have face Big Money Exchange. See, I get 2 cents off of that one. I would love to. We have connects to other former WWE superstars, and I would love to work with any former or even current. I doubt it, but AEW or WWE or even Impact or Ring of Honor. I've been, I wouldn't say in the ring, but no, of course not in the ring, on the sideline. Sledge.
Oh.
Sledge. When I managed, the boys are going to hate me for this, but Heavy Hitters, I was actually starting off as a face manager. Bad idea. But no, it was fun. Um, yeah, it's I have had so many goals for our group, and thanks to my VP Boom Mayhem, he's been hard at work doing more than what I should be doing, I guess. But he's been such an amazing support, and I love him. I hope you're watching, Boom. I did tell you I was going to pay you double if you were here live, but just throwing out there.
Well, we had one viewer a while ago, so maybe that was him. Maybe you didn't tell him. Maybe you didn't tell him how long he had to be on to get paid.
Yeah, that's true. But
my favorite Paul London character was his Lucha Underground character when he played like the Mad Hatter.
yeah, that was awesome. That was really awesome. Now he's playing kind of like, I want to say kind of like a attorney. But
interesting.
Yeah, I saw a flyer on Compton Mania, which is big in Southern California, that he's all dressed up and everything, and I'm like, oh God, is he a lawyer or is he trying to be me?
Is he trying to be like a commissioner or something?
Yeah, like I don't know, but no, yeah, Paul London, he preaches. He'll give you amazing advice, and so will Brian Kendrick.
I have no doubt about that.
Just don't put them in the same room because they might kill each other. So,
yeah. So before I get to my next question, one of the viewers that was in the room just happened to be your other co-host, Miss Tonette. And she goes, and I quote, she didn't put it in the chat, but she texted me. And she said, and I quote, congratulations on your merger. And so far tonight, it is off the chain.
Thank you. She gets 50 cents for being a good fan, a good supporter.
One of these days, Big Money, I'll have to introduce you to Tonette. Her energy level is insane.
It seems like it, and I appreciate the comment, by the way. So you could text her that.
I will do that.
I said, not forehead. I said.
So the next question we have for you is including Big Money Exchange. Because I'm going to make it fair for you. What is the list of your top 5 factions?
Now, this could be anywhere, right?
Yeah.
This can be anywhere. And Tonette said she's worth more than 50 cents, hon.
Okay, 75. You're pushing it, sister. Come on. The economy sucks right now, so I got to watch my money. For that comment, you get $1. How about that? Okay. No, but my top how many? Because I got a bunch.
5.
I got like 5. Not to brag. Number 1, Big Money Exchange. Have you heard of them? They're brand new. They're big.
They're also part of this podcast.
Which that emotion put them at the top of the list.
That's right. We should be on top of the world.
That's right.
I'll get there. Faction. I really like what's the Ruby and
the Outcast.
The Outcast.
Yeah,
I love that. Those threesome. That is amazing group. I've always respected Ruby. I loved Tori. Can't even talk. But Bloodline's number 2. Bloodline's number 2. Can we talk? Are we talking like past 2? Because if
Yeah.
so, I have to
Of all
redo the
time.
whole thing.
Of all time.
All
Okay,
time.
number one is us. That's a given. NWO is one of my favorites of all time. I just love how they don't give a F. They, cause trouble and mayhem. And then yeah. Bloodline. The Heart Foundation, of course. Four Horsemen. And God, what was Undertaker's old group?
Ministry of Darkness.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I love
I hate that you guys know more than I do. I'm taking that penny back, by the way. I'm taking that penny back.
Yeah, I didn't say it. He did. Take a penny away from him.
He's up to $5,000. You know that? He's up there.
Whoa. Back the trolley truck up here. I get pennies. He gets $5,000.
Well,
He's always liked me.
He's on my side most of the time, and I can see more than his forehead. So
Well, I guess that's fair.
okay, good. But your forehead is worth about $4 or $5 grand. Should say.
Well, thank you.
So I'll put it on eBay tonight.
Sounds good.
So if you're missing a forehead in the morning, I'm sorry.
That would be a weird way to wake up in the morning.
Well, yeah, with a splitting headache, right?
Literally.
But yeah, those are my groups of all time. Definitely NWO first. I don't know why. I just loved how their gimmick was and how they just loved to cause trouble. And well, that's what I did from junior high all the way till now.
Now, my question to that is which version of the NWO? Is it the regular
the Wolfpack
NWO or the Wolfpack?
Oh, I would say the Wolfpack.
I would agree with that.
The Wolfpack.
So
Because you
Mr.
got
Forehead,
Conan.
exactly, you got Conan in that one. But Mr. Forehead, I'd like to see how you're going to spin this next question.
On his forehead.
Very easy. So what's the biggest thing you learned from the best technical wrestler that your exchange has competed against?
What have I learned?
Yes, for the best technical wrestler that the exchange has competed against.
Well, never hit the $1 million face. That's first. Honestly, what I've learned, I learn every show. I learn every show, every competitor. They teach me. Well, not to pay them, of course, but no, I learn every show's different. I can't just name one because it changes throughout. Like I don't know. Like I
No,
learned
that's a
I
good
love
answer.
this business. That's for sure. I've never had to worry about my poor legs or anything breaking yet.
Well, if they ever do, I think I have a spare wheelchair you could use. So I mean,
You know, my dad has a walker, so I was gonna pick that up and roll with that.
there you go.
Put off-road tires.
Follow-up question to the technical wrestler, without like getting you in any trouble for any of the shows that you go to. Who is the best technical wrestler the exchange has competed against?
Oh. Technical wrestler that we face, I would say Brian Kendrick. Definitely not legendary. I mean, I respect the guy. Don't get me wrong. I respect him. But when you get behind the curtains and yell at me for not selling a kick about 5 feet away from my beautiful face. Okay, let me sell that.
Well, see, maybe he thought you were just warm in the arena, and he was trying to get a fan effect going with his foot.
Well, it didn't work, obviously. It
Well, there
scared
you
me,
go.
though. It scared me.
I don't blame you.
I don't think he took a shower that night either.
Ugh.
Right?
Exactly. So this next question should be right up your alley.
I don't have an alley.
Well, it should be nice and close to your cold-blooded heart.
Ooh.
Who are your top 5 heels in wrestling of all time?
Of all time? Oh, man. Why you gotta do these questions? Are you reading the cue cards?
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not.
I'm gonna have to find out about you, sir. Man, heels. Jeez. Like I said,
And we're not talking about the
NWO.
TV show.
Oh, you're not. Okay. Now you're making me actually think. I don't like you. Usually I have my attorney to answer questions, but
I don't write the questions the host does. I just ask them.
oh.
Wrong. You helped me write the question, so it's a 50-50, dare I say, exchange.
Actually he gets paid more than you. Anyways. Not going. God, I'm stuck on this. Best heels of all time. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my Mrs. Big Money Dodge over there, seeing if she knows a couple, because I know
I thought
so
this would have
many.
been easy. I thought it would have been the Big Money Exchange.
Well, that was a given. Why are you giving me that though? You said of all time, so then I was like, okay, well, yeah, I hope they would know the answer first. But DX, yes. Well, they weren't really heel. Once you look at it, they were like the Superman.
The
of
first
WWE.
version was with Triple
first
H
version
and
of
Shawn
DX was.
Michaels.
Yeah, but NWO was my favorite heels.
Yeah, I can
They
see that.
were troublemaking. They didn't care. Heels today, heel. I'm not going to say Roman Reigns. I say Brock. He has just dominated. Like that tag team match that was supposed to be Brock and Cody.
Yeah,
The heel of Brock came back, and this time was dominant. Like insane Brock.
yeah. And at some point during that one, I had to like take a step back and go, is he really beating the crap like legitimately? Because there were a couple of times where it was like, damn.
I was all like, I don't think this is scripted.
No,
I
there
think
were a
he's
couple of
actually
times.
wanting to kill the guy. And yeah, I would say Brock. Damn. Best heel. I hate the Judgment Day, so that is way out of the question.
No, because if you hate them bad enough to you, they would be a heel, right?
But she could be my mommy. Oh, wait, I might end up in prison for 30 minutes and know everything about prisonhood.
I'm sorry, that gimmick is getting way old to me. It's like, really,
Right?
dude?
You know what we call you in the prison? Foreheads.
Really, you think my wheelchair would survive in prison? I'd be done by the time I got into the cell.
Right? One roll. Yeah. That even Big Money Dodge wife over here, she hated that gimmick. I'm like, why are you continuing it? Like,
And the entrance at WrestleMania, why would you have him come out in a prison van if he was free for like 6 months before that?
right? That didn't make sense. I was bawling though. I'm like, oh my god, they're really freaking doing this. Really?
Like you could have at least had him like have a parole violation or something, get arrested like on the SmackDown before WrestleMania.
Yeah. Throw that little storyline in it to
Yes.
make sense. You just WrestleMania.
Threw him back in
so we're
jail
going
for
to
no
do it.
reason.
Like, come on, okay. I mean, yeah, people that watch it religiously, like myself, I understood it, but then I'm like, that doesn't make sense because he's out,
It did.
and then randomly he's just back in and getting escorted. No, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Not just back in, but he's in like full shackles, like he like killed somebody. Like,
I'd rather get Abyss back and put him in that. Remember Abyss?
That would have been phenomenal.
Yeah. Abyss was one of my TNA favorites.
Mine too. And the other thing I didn't understand is what prison lets you wear a full lucha suit underneath your prison gear? Like, you know how many pockets are in that thing?
Right. Well, they have to have their burrito in one. They're not trying this out racist. Don't hate me. Don't block me. Don't.
That's safe.
Right. But yeah. So, what's the next question? And whose turn is it?
I believe it's
it's
foreheads.
Foreheads? Okay.
I believe it's foreheads.
Okay.
In all the places you've managed, what has been the craziest crowd you've ever been around?
Oh, wow. Craziest? There's actually two. The Dream Slam in Santa Ana, they had it in downtown Santa Ana, where I was born and raised, by the way. So, yes, I'm a ghetto boy. Anyways. I got so scared because these thug-like fans were sitting right there and just like, I got in their face, they got in mine. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I hope to God they know it's wrestling. These guys are bigger than me, but that was one of the craziest crowds. And then 3PWA, which is ran by Tony Reyes. Their fans are insanely loud, and I can't, have headphones or anything. I actually have to listen to these poor saps, but they hated me, even though I was a face manager at the time. They hated me. Why? I don't know, but that's why I became richer than them.
Okay, I also have two. One, and both of them happened when I was sitting in a crowd, but I was still part of the show. One was when I was at a training school, and the ring was here, the crowd was over here. The crowd was on the left, the ring was on the left, the crowd was on the right, and I was in the middle.
Right.
Well, one of the guys called the crowd trailer park trash, and there was a trailer park just down the street.
Who was the president?
So they wanted to get to him, and then I realized they have to go through me to get to him. I thought I was gonna die.
Wow.
And then the other one, we were up at Hillsboro, up at a flea market for Tito.
Okay.
And my friend Draven, because there was a lot of Mexicans in the crowd, right?
Right.
Because
those are the rowdy ones.
Right. So he decides to play up the stereotype, right? But he didn't tell me that.
Right.
And so he walks out with a bottle of water when he gets into the ring. And I'm thinking, okay, it's warm outside, and he's gonna get a drink and call it good.
Right.
He gets on the microphone, opens the bottle of water, dumps it over his head, and lets it run down his back, and goes, "There, now I'm a bunch of wetbacks, just like you."
Oh, man.
And he turned and pointed to me in the crowd and said he came up with that.
Wow.
I swear it was like the pod people. They just all like stopped and turned and looked at me all at the same time.
Oh, man. Oh, as a fan, I've been to 3 insane ones. There was this my buddy Mark. He owns a ASCW that's all Southern California wrestling, and he had a death match. Barbed wire rope, rope around the ring. It was Mr. California against, I believe, Princess Deathmatch.
Oh, yep. Princess Death Wish.
Yeah. Well, that went above and beyond insane. Like, okay, I respect people that do the death matches, but I just don't like it. But hey, it's wrestling. Go for it. And I remember seeing Princess Deathwish push Mr. California to the barbed wire rope. Well, as he's falling back, there's no padding on the ground. There's a curb and a little like gutter. Like he barely had enough to like land safe. He landed okay. Yes, he must have hit his head, but like rowdy white trash, like everybody says it's white trash, and it was intense. Like I was scared to even be sitting as a fan, and I'm like, oh god, every like blood and the needles and everything. I'm just like, okay. I'm gonna go to a lucha show where the Mexican fans are nicer ish. They're just more annoying and loud. Yeah. But yeah, that they're a great promotion out there, and they're in San Diego. There's a lot of beef going on with that, but I stay out of the politics. I don't like it.
Yeah, we hear that a lot on here. What they would change. 90% of what people have told us would be the politics.
Mhm.
That's the number one thing.
Oh.
It's sad that it's came up to this, but it's bad, especially SoCal. SoCal is bad.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard about that.
Yeah.
So, I guess the next one's mine. So again, it's a top 5, but this one is top 5 faces.
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine. That's it. That's all you need. Yeah. I don't mess with faces. Just mine. No, faces. Well, I say Darby Allin. I like Darby. I consider him face. To me, he's face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he's a great face. He doesn't have a great face because it's like skull and not skull, but face in WWE. Rey Mysterio of all time. Rey has been all time favorite face. I don't think he's ever done heel.
No, but he did do some heelish things with the Filthy Animals in WCW.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But face today, it would be Ray. And I loved the match he put on with Dominic.
Hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
spanked him. I was
That was my
laughing. I
favorite
was all
part.
like, oh man. I was all like, oh, memories when I was a kid.
Huh. And another question I'd love to see you spin here is the next one, but go ahead, Mr. Dodge. Finish your answer.
Face as women, I would say, besides Brittany Brooks, Bianca Belair. She's just been amazing.
Yes.
Bianca Belair. She's been insanely amazing. So, but yeah, that's. I don't really, like I said, I don't deal with faces besides my beautiful face and that beautiful forehead over there. Over there.
See, if we could do like a combo thing with like my forehead and your face, we could be on the cover of every magazine in the.
I'll work on that.
All right. So the next question is, first of all, it's a two-part question. Have you ever got the opportunity to work with Gangrel?
I wish. I wish.
And if not, who was the best gothic or dark character that you got a chance to work with?
Honestly, one of my trainers, when I worked for the Shadow Society, when I managed the Shadow Society, his name's Azrael. That guy, he's taught me so much in the business, and I was honored to be by his side as a manager. He's been in the business, I want to say, over 13, 14 years now.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm shocked that he didn't really, I wouldn't say he didn't push himself to go far, like WWE or TNA or anything like that. But if I could choose somebody that you're saying somebody that I worked with, right?
Yeah.
Like managed or
or just
like
or wrestled against or
gothic ish, it would wow. Gothic ish. Now you're making me think. I didn't sign up to actually think after signing that contract to be part of this podcast.
Well, of course not. You have a bunch of money. Money people don't think. They pay other people to think for them.
Honey. um, let's see. Yeah, I would say Azrael, even though I wasn't against him, I was with him. But if it was handed to me where Azrael comes up to me and says, I want to face Big Money Exchange. Well, of course, if the money's right, then I'm down. But he's one character I would be, yeah, goth wise, it would be him. I don't think I've ever actually faced a goth or darkness kind of guy.
Got you.
Nice. Okay, so that brings us to a more match that, yeah, this will work. So, what would be your dream match to manage? Where would it be? Who would be involved, and what would the outcome be?
This is when I need my lawyers here. Because it's yeah.
Well, if
What
you're
would
looking
you-
for a new one, I know of a good one out of California.
Oh, Big Money Exchange. Yeah, I heard of them. They're really good.
No, I was talking about a lawyer. It's got 3 letters though, and I don't quite know.
Hey, remember who
He
you're
can't
working for now.
lace our boots. He will never get there. He will never get there. The sounds of pain. Ooh, really? Come on. Sounds of pain. Who in their right mind is big enough to call him Pain in that group? You got the Twig, Triple M, that can't even beat us. And when I even walk in the room, he runs the other way. Why? Because he's scared of Big Money Dodge. You could interview him again. I'm down. Now that I'm co-hosting.
I'll definitely work on that. I think that would be very entertaining.
I mean, if you need a loan, just give me a call and I'll make that happen too.
That was good.
That was good, right? That was good. Let me see. So what was the question again? Sorry, the Triple M. Oh,
What would be your dream match to manage? Where would it be? Who would be involved? And what would be the outcome?
now, does this have to be indies or can it be former?
This
Could
can
be
be
anything.
this can be anything.
I would love to have managed NWO and face in a three-way, pretty much. NWO. This is group versus group versus group.
Okay.
Mind you. NWO versus DX versus Bloodline.
Ooh.
Of course, NWO because that's my favorite group besides mine. But if we were talking professional, like up there, it would be an NWO versus DX versus Bloodline.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very good answer.
Very good.
You know, there was only one thing I didn't like about the NWO, and that was towards the end when like it seemed like everybody was a part of the NWO.
It got too much. Yes, I agree.
You know, it kind of felt a little like watered down. You know, it's like I don't really know if the popcorn vendor is a member of like the
yeah,
the
it's all
NWO.
like you're part of NWO. You're part of NWO. You're part of. And it's like no, have those 5 guys.
Yep.
5 guys. That's all you need.
Yep.
Leave it at that. Maybe throw in a Randy Orton kind of thing, you know, where you add one more, but that one destroys the NWO.
Or like what Lex Luger did with the 4 Horsemen when J.J. Dillon brought him in as the apprentice to the 4 Horsemen.
That would be even better. Yeah.
So before we get to the next question, I want to say thank you to the CARE program, who used to be our number 1 sponsor before Big Money Exchange.
It takes money to make money.
But the CARE program stands for Community Action Reaching Everybody. And to get a hold of the lady that's in charge, you can get a hold of Becky Burkhart.
Way to go, guys. Keep up the great work.
So this is might be a challenging one for you, but I like to challenge you. So
it all depends on what it is because yeah. What is it?
Some of the most recent promotions that Big Money Exchange has worked for. Can you give us maybe like 1 or 2 up and coming stars that we might not have heard of?
Oh wow. Can I?
No.
Wait, do I have to read my cue card?
That could have been a match.
No. I have a long list. Honestly, I respect everybody that dares face us. I'm sorry you guys are losers, but you'll get there. You'll get there. I believe. All you gotta do is believe.
I knew he was gonna do that.
Honestly, and I respect this guy inside the ring and out. Actually, guys, Rickster He's a okay. Rickster's a wannabe Wolverine X-Men guy, but this cat, if you see him behind those curtains, the juice he has to just run fast back and forth, all getting pumped up. This cat is gonna go far.
Got ya.
Richter, I will talk to him, even though he probably hates me because, pass.
Although if we did an interview with him, wouldn't we have to have a motion camera if he's constantly running back?
You
and
might
forth?
have to hire actual security guards because I might jump through this camera and just like pop him one after he popped me one. So no, but Rickster, Jack Bruce Davidson, up and coming. That is from OCCW. Those two men that I just named. Jack Bruce Davidson was one of the members of Shadow Society, and I got to see him from not day one-ish, but close to. This guy's everywhere now. Like, he's San Diego, he's Orange County, he's LA. This cat has a bright future for him. These are young cats. Those two for OCCW. Dream Slam. You notice who I'm not saying, right? I just want you to know. 5 feet apart. 5 feet apart.
Gotcha.
Anyway. Okay. No, I do respect that guy. He's getting better. I think he's actually learning to actually kick the face. But
or it makes at least some contact. So
yes. Not just slap his leg and pretend, oh, I kicked you. No, you didn't, bro. You're 5 feet away. Anyways, up and coming at 3PWA. Well, that's the hard part because they don't have very many up and coming. They're more vets, more than 5 years and more, but yeah, I don't know about 3PWA. It's mainly just OCCW guys. I'm also Domino Grimes, OCCW. He was a member of Shadow Society. He is good talent. He'll get there. He's getting there. He's popping up, I guess you could say. They're all three of those gentlemen that I named are popping up in the business all over SoCal. Rickster mainly, and then JBD and Domino. But let's see. Dream Slam. I know Wicked. He's been in the business for a while. Like, that guy is a force to be reckoned with. Like, he has a bright future. But young ones, it would be those three that I named that I faced and was even teamed with. And Rickster, or Rex Disaster, of course, a member of Big Money Exchange. He's been in the business now, I want to say about 2, maybe 3 years now. He's everywhere now. He used to just be at Inoki Dojo shows. Now he's like everywhere with us, of course, and doing his own thing. Rex Disaster, you better watch him. You better look him up and add him because he's one that I guess you could say I look up to, even though he's the young one. So
very cool.
Yep.
So if you could work for any of the major promotions or a top indies promotion, who would it be and why?
Wow. Like I said, I need my lawyers. You guys are making me think. This wasn't on the contract, by the way. of making me think. I was supposed to make our, guest think, but now since I'm a guest, you're making me think. Okay, I got it. I would have loved AEW over WWE.
Very cool.
I can see that.
I see everybody wanting to be in WWE. I see why, because they're the biggest brand. But I'd say AEW, and for indies, I mainly know SoCal. I would love to be part of Relentless out here in Spokane, Washington, or Idaho Wrestle Club. Those two I would love to be a part of. If you know anybody, I'll give you a bonus. I'm just saying. And where's Brittany? She's in Arizona. She's
in Arizona.
Yeah. Oh man. 3PWA in SoCal is one that I want to call my home, but OCCW is where Big Money Dodge was born. So, yeah, I would say those, but definitely AEW for like the high end.
Gotcha.
WWE can't afford me. I'm just saying. Well, either can AEW, but I like AEW. So,
but I think Tony Khan will work a deal out with you more than Vince McMahon.
Call me.
So I know this guy worked a little bit in California. Did you ever run into like Ethan HD?
Ethan HD. I don't think I've ever ran into him. Physically ran into him. No, I've never met the guy.
He kind of plays like a, how would you describe it, Tony? Like a Conan kind of, but skinnier.
Yeah, a little bit of Conan, skinnier than Conan. Pompous ass, great heel.
Yes.
Well, if he wants a group, all he's got to do is call me.
I was just gonna say he'd be a fitting member of Big Money Exchange.
We're always hiring if the money's right.
The other guy that he was associated with down here, I believe might be retired now, but for the right price might come out of retirement, is more like a William Regal type, which is Eric Wright.
Okay, I'm going to have to look him up. You do know I have an announcement to make. It's not 100% deal done yet, but one of your gentlemen that you recently had interviewed, the King,
Deontay?
Deontay might be the newest member of Big Money Exchange for up north. So we're in the mix. We are in the mix. Just know that it's in the mix right now. It's getting there.
Very cool.
So follow up to that, are you going to be interested in picking up the whole BBC then too?
I would love for them to join and become Big Money Exchange instead of the BBC. But that is money. And that's, we got to discuss. But Deontay, you call me. Answer my calls. Or I might just have to come to one of your shows and pull a NWO.
So, have you ever had a chance to manage overseas?
No, unfortunately. I would have loved to. I would love to, but no, it hasn't come. I've been offered for Florida. I've been offered for PA. I've been around Vegas, Arizona, and mostly like I stuck with my home away from home is California, Southern California, but never overseas. I wish I had. That would be a dream come true.
Did you ever consider, or were you ever approached to work for the United Wrestling Network out of California?
Actually, the Hollywood Wrestling, yeah, that would be United.
Yeah, that's part of the United.
Yeah, they. I did get a message saying, so tell me about your crew, and then from there, I didn't hear back.
Got ya.
But it's we're still growing, so take time.
So as you know, we asked the hard hitting questions. Was there anybody in
I
your
thought asking my wife to marry me was the hardest question. Okay, I guess I'm sleeping with the dog.
I was gonna say, watch out! You're gonna have something thrown at your head really quick. You're gonna have to duck out of the way.
You be quiet, forehead. You're giving her ideas. She is sitting right there.
Paulo, was it hard for her to say yes to you?
I don't know. It depends how drunk she was.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. Was there anybody that you wanted to manage so far that you thought you were this close to getting and then it didn't happen?
Brittany. Yeah. I hate saying this guy's name, but I guess I'll be nice. Ramrock and Ryan Riven.
That would have been interesting.
That would have, it would be thrown off, honestly, with my character and theirs. It would be thrown off, but just to say I managed Ramrock and Ryan Riven, that's huge. That would be huge. I honestly think that. And I respect both men. I hate both men, but we will get our revenge, by the way. I remember, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm never wrong. So I heard Ramrock say anywhere, anytime.
He
Now,
did say that.
correct me if I'm right, because I am right. You guys are wanting to do a wrestling show.
Yes.
We are.
Oh, Ramrock.
Oh, I like where this is going.
I'm issuing a challenge if once this show is set up. Big Money Exchange versus Ramrock and Ryan Riven for the Big Money Championship at your show. Call me.
I think we might be able to make that happen.
Call me, Ram. Because after the Mayhem brothers are done beating the crap out of you, putting you two in retirement, the money's going to be building up. Sorry, I have to be nice, right? Or no?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay, good. I don't like being nice, especially to cheaters like them. Just I really hope he's watching. Have a nice night.
And we want to say thank you to our one viewer, by the way.
Oh God, who is it?
We don't know.
We don't know. Unless they leave a
Unless they-
comment in the.
Are you?
Unless you pop up in the chat and they ask a question. But speaking of questions, the next question is, what advice would you give an inspiring wrestler or manager?
Study, research, go to the gym, and for God's sake, don't get married.
You were wanting to get hit.
She just pointed to the couch. Oh, great. I was hoping she was focused on her phone, but no, never mind.
I hope your couch is comfortable.
It does. Well, it's an Ashley furniture, so yeah, it's comfortable. For those that want to become a wrestler, I know a terrific online course to go to. So you better follow me on Instagram at big.money.dodge on Instagram. I'll let you know of a little secret I know. You know?
I know.
Okay. I would tell the kid, female, whatever gender, it doesn't matter. Wrestling's open to any gender, any age. If this is what you want to do, if this is your passion, you love the business, you love watching, I hate the guy, but John Cena or Rey Mysterio, you want to become one of those. There's so many schools in so many cities and states. Make your dream come true. I did, and I'm living it. I'm living proof that everybody that you guys have interviewed are living proof and that are living their dream as a professional wrestler, and in my case, a professional wrestling manager. It's an amazing industry. A lot of people say they hate it, but they really love it because they are on the next show. Go figure. Oh, I hate wrestling, but you could book me tomorrow. Right, buddy. If this is your dream, even if you just want to put your foot in the water and see if it's for you, do it. Do it. Worst comes to worst, day one training, you say, no, never mind. I thought it was easier. You're in the wrong business. But I'd say go for it. Just do a lot of research. Stay healthy and mentally. It helps me mentally being part of promotions. Honestly, I deal with the mental issue, and every show I've been in, it's helped. So, yeah. I know I'm rambling on. Sorry.
No, you're good. To play off of that, though, I want to say something to people with a disability, because you can follow your dream in pro wrestling too, right? I think a lot of times that part of this gets lost because they think, well, I can't walk or I can't do this, and you can't follow into wrestling.
There's
look at what we're doing now.
for people like that. You want to become a cameraman? Yeah. You could become a cameraman. You could become a commentator.
Yep.
Hell, I've seen a wrestler with one arm. He's a professional wrestler. I don't recall his name, but he's been in the business. Hell, I saw on, I believe it was Impact years ago, a former Marine with one leg. Living his dream. Anybody could do it. Any disability, it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. Passion you have for the
exactly. You have a passion, you go for it. Trust me.
Yep.
I don't care what disability you have. if you want to be in the business, it doesn't have to be a wrestler. It could be a ring announcer. It could be a referee. It could be a cameraman. It could be security. It could be anything.
Yep.
There's so many positions in the business that, okay, training as a wrestler didn't work out for me. Did I give up? No.
No.
I said, hey, what about manager? I see Paul Bear, he never got slammed as far as I remember. Paul Heyman, well, that's Paul Heyman. He's ECW. No, but anybody can do it. Anybody.
And
Any
you brought up
disability.
commentary.
Yeah,
I did commentary for a while, so that's
there's proof
that's a-
right there. There's
Yeah.
proof. Anybody could do this. It takes practice, it takes studying, it takes research. But once you're in that business, honestly, it's like heaven to me, at least. For my mental illness, it helps. It really helps. And being on this podcast is helping me too, honestly. And I've told you guys this before.
and it's helped both of us. You know what I mean? I live and breathe pro wrestling. Anybody that knows me knows that, right? Like, my whole world revolves around pro wrestling and always has. But to follow up on what you just said, I could have easily said, you know what? I'm living in a nursing home. I don't have a chance to, I can't wrestle. So, just my passion for it's going to be good enough. But you know what? I knew there was a way in. You just
And
have
look
to
what you
fight.
guys are doing, a podcast.
Yep.
You guys love and cherish the business that I love and cherish. Not as much as you, honey, so calm down. No, but seriously, like it helps me, and being part of a podcast now that you were the sucker. I mean, you signed the contract that my lawyer sent.
Yes.
And now you're stuck with, I mean, you're with me now on my show. Thank you. But honestly, podcasting, if you have a disability like Nate,
Yeah.
you are living your dream. You're talking to professional wrestlers. Even though I don't like that one named Ramrock that you interviewed, but thank you for letting me on there and talk crap on that.
Absolutely. That was a blast. In all seriousness, like
it was
the
a lot of fun.
interplay back and forth was just phenomenal.
Oh, we could go on for days.
It was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I said, you have a disability. You can't be in the ring, but look what you're doing.
Yep.
You're talking to wrestlers. You're staying in the business that you love. And for that, I respect the hell out of you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So
and tell your
now I'll be expecting my pay.
You got it. But tell your lawyers I really like the McDonald's style maze that they sent with the back of the contract. Although they didn't send the right crayons, so I'm not quite sure how that.
We were at a charity event. We didn't have paper at the time, so we used it. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I thought we were going to be friends doing this co-hosting thing, but
we are. But I still gotta bust your chops every once in a while.
I know of a good tech that can disappear, make you disappear, make your microphone shut up, and I just know people that know people. I'll leave it at
that. So, just a few more questions tonight. So the first one we have is, who's the better wrestler turned actor?
Ooh. Everybody's going to say The Rock. I'm going to say Batista.
Very cool.
Bautista on the Guardians. Bautista on. God, I keep forgetting that movie we just watched.
The one in the cabin?
Yeah, the one in the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know what? After watching that, I think it was like 3 weeks after I flew to California, I was scared.
Well, I got
thought
one
they
for
were
you on that one. I watched that in the middle of the night. Not a bad idea. Not a good idea, right?
No.
I live in a nursing home where everybody's asleep in the middle of the night, but the aides come in all the time during the night to check in on you to see if you're okay.
Oh, man. You
So
know
right at
the
right
movie.
at the worst part of that movie, they tapped me on the shoulder. I almost walked.
You know what? If I were to visit you, I'd be scared because I watched the movie Smile.
Yeah.
So if I went to visit you and I walked by a room with the door open and somebody just sitting there smiling, I would sock the crap out of them. I would not
Like,
say
it's
a
okay,
word.
it's
I would
just a
hit them
movie.
with a steel chair or throw money at their face and be like, "Leave me alone. I'm
You'd
not
be
going
like-
to die."
That's when I'd have to come out in the hallway and be like, he's okay. He just saw a bad movie.
I'm like, "You're not keeping me here." But can I do a quick shout out?
Absolutely.
I want to the person that brought me into this business, Amazing Junior. I know you'll probably watch it because I'm going to tag you, even though you don't like people tagging you. Oh well, I don't care. You don't pay me, so there. Amazing Junior, OG Playboy, Red Spider. Thank you. You three men brought me into this business. Sean Black, thank you for introducing me to the business. But those three men that I just named, Amazing Junior, OG Playboy, and Red Spider, gracias for letting me live my dream and allowing me to manage you guys. You guys fulfilled my dream, and now I'm richer than you.
And I have to say this about Red Spider. When I was doing research on one of our former guests, the Samurai Tony, you remember the one that I was talking about? He wrestled Red Spider. That has to be the biggest luchador I've ever seen in my life.
He's a beast. He is a beast. I love the guy. He'll probably listen in, but I'm shocked he could fit a mask around that big face. I love you,
I don't
Red
know you-
Spider, but I'm sorry. You are a monster. You're a beast. And
Sir,
you're a
I don't know
legend.
you, and you're more than welcome to come to the Frontier in Longview and talk to me about this for what I'm about ready to say, but I have to agree because I didn't know if that mask was going to fit all the way, to be perfectly honest with you.
He is a beast, and he's a true legend in the business. I respect the hell out of him. I know we had our differences in the past, but as professionals, I respect him, and thank you, Red Spider, for teaching me the ropes, and Amazing Junior and OG Playboy. Thank you. I love you guys. And yeah, back to Big Money Exchange. Sorry, I just had to throw that out there.
No, you're good.
So ask 3, 4, 5 more questions. It's okay. Just, I know one thing you guys wanted to throw in my face, but about this Brittany Brooks. I think somebody knows what I'm talking about.
Well, to be fair, I think he's ready to recant what he had said about your monopoly money ploy and actually agree to work with us to get Miss Brooks to be big money.
Yes.
Forehead.
So,
Now that we're all under the same banner,
You're
I
stuck.
will I will be willing to work on getting Brittany to be big money because
Hold that.
to be,
Hold that. Hold that. Press record when he says this.
It's already on
it is
record.
recording.
Okay.
It is recording.
Okay. So go ahead. Repeat what you just said to the class.
I would be willing to work on getting Brittany to be part of Big Money Exchange because she is big money talent.
Beyond. If she was on AEW Dark and she's only 18, hello.
Oh yes.
The woman made it work in a brewery where the ring was right up against like one of the brewer part, things where you couldn't even get around the ring post.
Exactly.
And she still made the match look like a 5-star match.
Any match that woman is in is a 5-star match.
Yes.
Guaranteed. I've seen it plenty of times, and I watch the videos and I'm like, why isn't she signed? Like actually signed.
Now I say this with all the love in the world to this lady, but have you ever thought about signing SOS? And if so, would you have to sign all 3 of her personas?
I would have to start digging a hole for me because I'm scared shitless of that woman.
After that comment, I might have to join you.
Yeah. As long as there's beer and pizza, we're good.
All right. You bring the beer, I'll bring the pizza.
SOS, oh my gosh. She is a beast. She needs to start sending her work at AEW, at Impact, at Ring of Honor. Guarantee she'll have a little spot. Even if it's a little spot, that boosts up your resume. She's at Brittany.
Got everything that the bigger promotions are looking for. She's got the character. She's got,
And why is she sending video? Hell, I still am till this day. I still am, even that hit Jimmy gave me, but yeah. I said that in both WWE, Impact, Ring of Honor, AEW. I said, you know what? What's the worst they could say?
No.
Keep training, and then, or no.
Yeah. And then, you go to the next one. But yeah. I think the problem sometimes is people are their own worst critic.
Amen.
So I think sometimes you can have all the people in the world telling you need to send it in, but if you don't feel like you're ready yet, then you're not going to do it.
And you know what else is wrong with the independent scene? I like it. I'm not trying to dog anybody, but all they're in for is to be saying I'm a wrestler. They're not thinking business. They're not.
Yeah.
They're just saying, "Hey, I'm a pro wrestler." Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
get sponsorships.
Yeah, for example, look at Big Money Enterprises, right? You could have just said, "I'm good with one person," right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
But no, you went out. You got, all the guys that you've got. Look at our podcast, right? We went out and got sponsors. We're,
You guys are thinking business. You're not thinking, oh, I'm going to tell people I'm still in the wrestling business. Okay, cool. What do you do? Who's your sponsor?
Yeah, I mean, Tony and I talk on a regular basis about, okay, what's our next step, right? Yeah. Like, we accomplished this, so now what's...
I'm sponsored by 3 people, 3 companies. Lumberyard in Pullman, Washington. Dave's Paradise Cafe in Moscow, Idaho, which bomb burgers. I'm still mad that he doesn't do cheesy fries like I want, but whatever, money talks. even O'Reilly's Auto Parts in Moscow.
Oh wow.
Auto Parts.
Wow.
It doesn't have to be a gym. It doesn't have to consist of wrestling to get sponsored. Look at Brock, Jimmy John's. He was sponsored by Jimmy John's.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what did he do during his matches? He had shorts with Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's on the shorts.
Yep.
I mean, again,
I'm
look at the
sponsored by this podcast. You know what
Yep.
that means? All my members are going to have your logo on our shirts, and we're going to do shout outs. We're going to do meet and greets. That's what we do out here.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And look,
But wrestlers nowadays are just like, that's too much. I got a real job. Okay, I got a real job, but I'm still working on days that I'm available. I'm calling, I'm messaging, I'm saying, hey, here's my, sponsorship package. Find one. If you can't afford that, let me know. Let's work a deal out.
yep.
Exactly.
And look at Tony. He has a real job, but he still works with me to do this podcast every day.
Which, thank you, Tony. You guys are
Absolutely.
amazing. Even though the forehead better looking than the mouth piece over there. But yeah.
And then look at our sponsors here, for the podcast that we have.
Yeah.
We have the care program.
You're thinking business.
We have a painting company.
There you go. Has nothing to do with wrestling. It doesn't have to.
No.
If they want their name out there and you want their name, your name with them, why not?
It works.
It does. It doesn't cost that much to say, hey, well, I'm looking for a sponsor. Here's my package. Oh, is it too much? Let's work a deal.
Yep, let's negotiate.
Yeah. Because you want your name out there. You're willing to work with companies all over.
And anybody that's listening, here's a motto that I live by, and I think it fits perfect for what you're saying. Life's too short to sit back and wait for something to happen. Right? You make your own luck in this world, and you make things happen.
Amen. Yeah.
So,
time is money.
exactly.
Yep. I got plenty of money, little bit of time.
and I have the opposite of that. I don't have a lot of money, but I got all the time in the world.
There it is. See? So it works out.
Yep.
So let's break this down a little bit more now, ladies and gentlemen. Now, since we're in partnership that we announced earlier today, tomorrow night's interviews with Mr. Cam Drexel. I believe he's Battleground Pro
Wrestling
in Colorado.
Okay.
And then on Saturday at 1, there's 3 shows, so bear with me on Saturday.
That's 1, 2, 3.
3.
I know how to count. I watch the refs, and if it's pinning one of my guys, I kind of grab his arm after 2.5. Just to help him out, because I'm like, no, hello, I'm paying you.
So at 1 p.m. on Saturday, we have Rick Easley. He is a owner/promoter in a promotion down in Texas.
Yeehaw. Everything's bigger at Texas.
That is true.
At 3 o'clock, we have the makeup interview with Mr. Killian Crow. And ladies and gentlemen, we're looking forward to that. Not only because he's a great guy, but we get to tease him a little bit for losing to a woman in the Red Rock Rumble.
A woman?
Yes. Not just a woman, but pandemonium. Now, let me set the scene for you. He is about 6'2".
Okay. Shorter than Jimmy. Okay, got it.
Reminds me of Kama Mustafa in this fighting style, right?
Oh.
She is 5'1".
No, Miss Pandemonium is 5'2", 700 cubic pounds of bamboo.
Sorry, 5 foot.
5'2"?
She's 5'2"
versus 6'2".
And he lost to that amazing Panda.
I'll see you tomorrow, Saturday.
And then,
To be
Remember,
fair,
you guys
she-
signed me. You guys signed Big Money Exchange, so I get to ask my questions. How
Yes,
does
Oh,
it
I know.
feel to lose from a girl?
Oh, believe me, that's gonna be one of the questions we were gonna ask too. So we're already on the same page.
and then at
Um,
6 p.m. Saturday evening, the final of the 3 interviews. Yes, it's going to be a busy day on Saturday, but bear with us. Is an Ezra Tinker, again out of Colorado Springs Wrestling, and CSW family, ran by Ruthless Rick Rude or Randy Rude.
I was going to say, Rick Rude, really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I apologize,
He's been
Randy.
hiding out in Colorado all this time.
I apologize, Randy. Much love to you. Much like the Big Money Exchange, we are also CSW family, so we appreciate that.
Thank you.
And then on Sunday, the 14th, yes, this podcast never sleeps, at 4 p.m. is Race Warwick, and I understand it's Mother's Day, and if some of us have got to take the day off, I'm sure Nathan can do the interview on his own.
Yes. No, you're right. I could do that one on my own.
And then on Monday, the 15th, we have Scarlett, the Queen of Hearts Rose, and she is our very first luchadora. We've had a luchador on our podcast, but this is our very first luchadora.
Yeah.
And on
I'm
the
looking forward to that one.
So are we. And on the 16th, we have a 9 in the morning interview. And again, Mr. Nas is probably going to be on his own. Well, I'll probably be on for a little bit. But that's with a referee, Christopher Veradas. And then...
Does he know how to count to 3?
I don't know. Maybe that'll be one of the questions we can ask him on the.
I'm going to be at my, a business meeting, but you better ask him that question. I'll give you.
I'll ask him that question.
Let him know I asked. If he
Yes,
knows how
I'll
to
tell him
count
it was
to 3.
brought to you by Big Money Exchange.
There you go. Good man.
And then at 6 p.m. that evening, yes, we're doing a double interview that day. We have the Madman from the Badlands at 6 p.m.
Madman.
Actually, he is the longest tenured competitor for Battleground Pro Wrestling.
I'm looking forward to this.
And then
Yes.
Next Wednesday, the 17th, we have Mr. Todd Phillips. And
Why
that's
does that name sound familiar?
I think he's out of the Northwest, I believe. I'd have to look on my Facebook.
And that used to be the name of a
Commentator on
commentator
WWE.
in WWE.
Okay, that's why. Okay.
Anyways, that's a 7:30 interview that night because Nathan and I have a prior engagement at 6 o'clock and we won't be home until 7. So,
Yep.
Well, bring back dinner.
On the 18th is Javier Cruz. On the 19th is continuing the women's revolution of wrestling is Carrie Jean Brody at 6 p.m.
Ooh.
The 20th I'm kind of looking forward to because we actually get to listen to the first ever Big Money Dodge and Mr. Nathan Noss banter back and forth between the week and wrestling because we don't have a show unless we get a guest.
Got it.
Got it.
On the 21st, we have Mr. Dean Shore.
Is he sure?
He's pretty sure.
I'm just wondering. It's a question, nothing personal.
And then on the 22nd, we have Jordan Cruz, another Cruz. Yes.
Why
So
does
many-
that guy sound familiar? Like he's an announcer.
Because he wrestles for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe if I see his face, I'll recognize him.
Okay, and then on the 23rd, we have a promoter out of Pullman, Washington. Also, might be big money material, Mr. Steve Dodge.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out and see.
Yeah, I might have to check him out too.
On the 24th, we have Mr. JB Moonshine, a awesome Northwest wrestler here out of the Pacific Northwest.
That does
Yes.
sound good right now. A moonshine.
And
On
he
the
does
twen-
have a jug, so maybe he'll bring it with him.
Oh,
on the
I-
twen- Yep. On the 25th, we have probably the best interview that we've had so far. Well, except for Big Money.
Except for Big Money Dutch.
wow,
And-
you were going. I would if I had that button that you like to press.
That would have been a dummy yeah button.
But anyways, as I was
Rudely interrupted. I know. I'm sorry.
not rudely interrupted.
Oh,
No, he's just trying to get his foot out of his mouth after he almost made that.
And I don't give Mr. Noss a lot of love on this podcast. In fact, I dog him tremendously. You know, I tell him to get flea dipped and spaded and neutered at the end of the show. But ladies and gentlemen, he worked hard for this interview coming up on the 25th. It's the NWA U.S. Tag Team Champions, the Country Gentlemen.
Yes.
And that man worked his butt off to get those men to come on the show. So
All
kudos.
the time being in Facebook jail also, so that made that a little more challenging.
so thank you, Facebook.
And then on the 26th, we have yet another referee, Mr. Reggie Cassidy. And again, we'll have
What
to
time
make
is that? What time is
that
that?
one. That one is at 7 p.m. just before SmackDown.
I have a great question.
So
Can he count to 3?
that's a good question. We'll have to ask him.
That's that one.
Now on the 27th is going to be something very interesting. It's going to be our second annual CPW Media Scrum. This podcast is the exclusive partner of CPW and being their media correspondents after their events.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of like what we were talking about of thinking bigger, right? Was as soon as we started doing that, I thought, well, they do it in WWE, but nobody does it for the independent circuit.
Yeah. That gives you $5,000. Whoever booked that.
That was actually Nathan's idea, honestly.
Well,
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you.
And
Now I
then
gotta
rounding,
pick up all my money. Darn.
and then rounding out the month on the 29th, we've got Christian Fredella.
Kate? Oh, darn.
On the 30th, Mr. Big Money might want to join us because this gentleman is Mr. TNT Tyson Lee. He's also a thorn in the side of hopefully your newest member of Big Money Exchange, the Black King, Deontay Ford.
Yes, so that would be very interesting.
We'll be
And then
talking.
And then the 31st is Slick Tyson Jones. Or Stone. Yeah. Sorry.
It
It's been,
Sounds like a law firm.
it's been a long week.
Been a long
It sounds
day.
like a law firm.
It does
Dude,
sound
that
like a
sounds
long week.
really good. I'm just saying. Whopper
So-
sounds really good.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, from the chair, Mr. Noss and myself are honored and proud to now be sponsored and affiliated with Big Money
Yes.
Exchange.
Change.
Exchange.
There we
See,
go.
that's funny. At the beginning, I couldn't figure it out
Now
for
he
nothing. Now
can.
I've got it.
It's been a long day.
Let me tell you guys something. You know that little fine print on the contract you guys signed?
Yep.
You're stuck permanently with Big Money Exchange.
Sounds good.
Joke's on you.
We wouldn't have it any other way. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, now since we've got the money and an endless supply of flea dip, Mr. Noth, it's time for your flea bath. And
I'll get-
I just made a deal with the Vancouver Vet Clinic. You have an appointment at 9 o'clock tomorrow to get spayed and neutered. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.